The new Coins vs Pet Part 2 has recently come out, and there are many new features and many new strategies to getting as many huges as possible. And I'm not kidding when I say this is probably one of the easiest events to get huges. There are so many different opportunities and the chances are so much higher than in previous events. So make sure you watch the entire video so you can learn all the tips to getting the best chances of getting huges, Gargantuans, and Titanics, and everything in between. Now before we start, I am hosting a 20 million gem giveaway, so if you would like to join that, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment your username and what you think about the part 2 of the event. Alright, so let's waste no more time and get right into it. Okay, so there are actually a few ways to get the best pets you can in this event. The first one is just destroying the coins and the coin bosses over here with all your pets. This is the base of the game, and this is what you should definitely be focusing on for when you're grinding and AFKing. So obviously, it being a pet event, you want to get the best pets possible for this. So you're going to want to grind the egg as much as possible, upgrade to the max, or you can just go to the trading hub and buy as many as you want. But it is pretty simple to destroy these, as long as you're not like a crazy super rebirth or a crazy rebirth, which you shouldn't be. Then it should be easy enough. As you can see, I don't even have a full section and I'm still destroying these really easily. So you should be using the fuse machine to get as high level as you can, so your pet does more damage and shoots faster. This is a really good way of getting stronger pets and destroying more coins and coin bosses. And at the same time, you want to be using these XP boosters, which you can get from the garden missions, to help upgrade your pet's XP and to continue to get as strong as possible to keep destroying these. Additionally, of course, you should be upgrading all your pets. This is just the easiest way to get as high strength as possible. And if you don't want to do it manually, you can just turn on this auto upgrade units. This feature is really useful for this, as before you would have to just manually go and upgrade all of them. But if you're just AFKing or grinding, you could just use this. Now tip number 2 is one you absolutely can't skip, and this is the event luck, where you can boost your chances of getting the huge, the Titanic, and the Gargantuan from the coin bosses. It is very cheap to do this, and it gives you 2x better chance of getting them. So this went from 4,000-ish to 1 in 2,000, and this went from 1 in 80,000 to 1 in 40,000. So this is crazy. This is one of the best ways to increase your chances of getting one of these pets. And again, as I said before, it's one of the easiest ways to do it. You should definitely be doing this. Now, if you only did that, it would basically mean nothing if you didn't also use the garden event potions. These potions are crazy. I don't have any on right now, and I'll show you guys how good they are. So these are a great investment. They're tradable, so you can buy them, but you can also collect them really easily. And I'll put them on and show you how good they are. You just want to put all of them on, but these are the ones that actually increase your luck, the green ones. So those are the really good ones. But as you can see, it went from 1 in 2,000-ish to 1 in 500. This is a crazy increase of chances. Now every boss chest, it's 1 in 500 for the huge, 1 in 8,000 for the Titanic, and only 1 in 70,000 for the Gargantuan. The chances are still low, but this is a crazy way to increase the chances by an absolutely crazy amount. Now the last tip for helping with the coin bosses pets is rebirthing and super rebirthing. Now, you shouldn't be rebirthing that much. You definitely shouldn't be super rebirthing that much, because in the end of the day, you're just trying to break them as fast as possible. The more you break, the faster they spawn in. So you're gonna want to not rebirth too much where it becomes too hard to destroy them, but you want to rebirth enough where the chances of getting these raises by a lot. So as you can see, I'm at 1 out of 500 right now, but if I was a lower rebirth or I haven't super rebirth, the chances would be much less. It'd be around 1 in 2,000 still, but because I rebirth, they are lower and the chances of getting the pets are higher. So rebirth, but do it with caution. Maybe ask a friend or someone else if that level is hard. But again, you should be getting all the best pets and rebirthing as much as possible. On this account, I haven't been really rebirthing as much, but on my alt account, I got to super rebirth too, and it is getting a little more difficult, but it's definitely achievable. You just gotta have good enough pets, and you just want to make sure you're grinding as much as possible to keep upgrading your stats. Now just a reminder before we get to the next crazy pet making strat, you shouldn't be buying the diamond egg over here. It was kind of good at first. I made a video yesterday where I actually opened a bunch of them up and I made terrible. I lost around 400 million. The only reason I was able to make a profit is because I actually traded with someone else for their 900 million worth of rat pets. I repeat, do not invest into this. This is not a good way to make huges that are worth your gems. You will get a lot, and that is for sure, but it is not worth the value of your gems. Now the last few tips, but definitely not the least, have to do with the combine machine right over here. This is the best way to make huges probably in the game for the last while. It is absolutely crazy. I can just show you on my account right now how many I've gotten. I currently have a huge tomato turtle, which is 3 of the huge garlic chicks, and I have 2 huge garlic chicks, and then I also should have, I have another huge tomato turtle crafting here, which again is 3 huge garlic chicks. And I'll show up a picture of my alt where I have an insane amount of rainbow and gold of these pets, and it's absolutely crazy. My alt is basically has nothing on the account, but it's just been grinding for the last few days on and off, and I've been getting a crazy amount of sunflower gifts to actually be getting these huges. So now that you see how good this strategy is for free to play and for pay to win and whatever, how do you actually get these huges? Well, as I just mentioned, you need the sunflower gifts, and as you can see right here, you need 300 sunflower gifts. So if you need to get these, what is the best way of getting the sunflower gifts? Well, that leads me to my next tip, and also explains why I said don't rebirth too much, because if you want to get as many sunflower gifts as possible, you don't want it to be too hard to destroy these coin breakables and get to the coin bosses, because the coin bosses is actually where you can get them. So this first strategy is actually using the bloom tokens and the sunflower boost. The sunflower boost increases the coin spawn 60% faster, and the blooms token, your next 500 coin defeats have a 30% chance to count towards twice the coin bosses, essentially meaning you get the coin bosses spawning in more often. And then this one meaning, again, as it says, more coins will spawn in. So that basically just means more coins coming in, more coin bosses coming in. Of course you're going to get more sunflowers. These are expensive, but if you want to try to get the Titanic, which is a really possible thing, then you should be buying these and doing those as fast as possible. However, you don't have to. Getting the Titanic, if you're not going for the Titanic, you can just grind these and you can get a ton of huges. But as long as you're grinding, you should be able to get these like crazy. There was a little bit of a question and a little bit of talk that these are actually really hard to get now and they've been nerfed. I'm pretty sure they have been tweaked a bit. I think it may be a little harder for them to spawn in, but they're still really easy to get. Again, you only need 300 to get a huge. So it's not that, what the frick? Guys, what just happened? Oh my god. There we go. My strategy is already working. I just got another huge armadillo. My alt already has 2 of them. And I think I just got my first one on this account. Yes, I did. Well, that is proof, guys, that this is working. And proof that you should subscribe right now.
Shut your
For sure. Anyways, guys, these were the craziest tips to getting the best pets you can in this event. I hope you guys all have good luck and get some really cool pets and maybe even get some Titanics and Gargantuans. Again, this event is crazy for this, so make sure you're grinding as much as possible to get as many rewards as you can. Again, if this video was helpful, please make sure to subscribe and like, and I'll see you all in my future videos.